Welcome to the Merch Minds podcast, where we discuss everything about the Merch by Amazon business and the print-on-demand industry. Here are your hosts, Glen and Yong.
Yo, episode number 35, Merch Minds podcast. My name is Glen, YouTube channel Hustler Hacks, and Yong is here.
Hello. What's going on, man?
He's happy. Are you acting happy this one?
I'm always happy, man.
Okay, good.
I'm always happy.
So awesome show today. Get into the merch numbers, all that good stuff. But before we start, letting everybody know that designcandy.io is ready for you to buy some shirts, get them into your platform so you can make some money on Merch by Amazon. So if you want to go to designcandy.io, Travis will hook you up. Good deal. 2 free designs when you sign up. You want to go to the website today. We have a pinned post on our private Facebook group, Merch Minds. So take a look at that. Yong, did you watch the game yesterday?
I did watch the game because I was not on your channel last night as you wanted me to. You did invite me, and I was like, I can't, man. I have to watch the game.
Well, at least the Warriors did win.
Hey, that was a hell of a game, huh?
Yeah, I know. KD showing up.
Man,
ready for that MVP.
Clutch. He's
Yes,
not going to get MVP of the finals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I thought you meant the league. No, the MVP of the league is going to go to, oh my gosh, what's his name from OKC? I forgot his name.
Westbrook?
Yes, he's getting MVP. Mark my word.
We can and we will. Weren't we supposed to play one-on-one like a basketball game, and the winner gets the other dude's royalty payout for next month or something?
Are you calling me out?
Yes, sir.
I got mad skills, son.
All right. If you want to get dunked on, then
Hey, I haven't played in about 15 years, but I got mad skills.
15 years. All right, we'll have to figure that out then.
We'll definitely do something, yeah.
But yeah, NBA Finals, and people are like, why are you live right now? The finals are on. And I'm like, I know, it's tough, but I usually go live on Wednesdays. So next Wednesday, I'm going to try to get Yong as a special guest on my channel. So,
yes, I'll be there as long as there's no game.
No, it should end on Friday.
It should. You never know.
Sweep, I know. So let's talk about sales, which I think for some reason, I don't know, I think today and yesterday Amazon was having some problems or something. Like,
yeah, I heard that. I know yesterday someone had posted in the group saying something was happening, and we're not talking just merch. It was like the whole Amazon platform or something.
Mm-hmm.
Something was going on, and people were complaining, and sales were bad. And I think I even texted you at one point. I was like, yo, man, I don't know what happened to my sales, because leading up until yesterday, I was doing like 30 plus shirts a day.
Pure dominance.
Pure dominatrix, okay? 30 plus shirts a day. And then all of a sudden yesterday, it just kind of fizzled down to about my, previous average, like 15. And then today, I just checked right before we started broadcasting, and I'm at 14 for the day so far, and it's 5:30 in the afternoon. So we still have a few hours left before the day's over, but yeah, I mean, normally I would probably have about 20 sales by now, 20, 25 or something. And one shirt just took off, man. I was doing like 15, 20 shirts a day, and I think Tuesday, or maybe even yesterday, I think the sales rank on this one shirt was down to like 12,000. So that shirt just took off. But
Is it still doing good, or what happened?
Amazon, that's what happened. We just got done mentioning something's going on with Amazon. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, sales have like really come to a crawl again because Amazon's having issues. And but I guess you're gonna ask me for my 7-day average here. I think, well, you know what? I don't have it in front of me, so let me Just log in as we speak.
This dude's not even prepared for the podcast. Are you guys listening to this
Hey.
right now?
Hey, pipe down, okay? Pipe down. Okay, so last 7 days, 195 products sold, product purchases, $3,806.65. Estimated royalties, $1,331.26.
Dang.
So yeah, it really did take off, and I posted this in the group. If you guys are long-time listeners, you guys know that I was giving myself a goal of doing $4,500 by the end of June. I don't know if it's going to happen. As of now, it looks like it's going to happen, but you never know. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted.
And do you think? Well, you already said. Do you think that it's going to fall off after Father's Day and 4th
and you know what? You guys know I like to do predictions and all that, and for the most part, I would say my prediction's been pretty spot on. So I'm gonna formally give myself a name, Youngsterdamus. I'm predicting that after 4th of July, sales are gonna really, really drop, kind of like what we saw after St. Patty's Day. You know how leading up to St. Patty's Day, we were doing really good. I think most people were doing really good in sales, and then after St. Patty's Day, the sales dropped. I think the same thing's going to happen here, and I think because after 4th of July, it's like, what do you really have as far as major holidays, right? There really isn't anything until I think the next major one is like Columbus Day or something. But even Columbus Day isn't really a T-shirt kind of a holiday, right?
You're not rocking your Columbus Day shirt?
Not me. And then I think after Columbus Day, it'll be Halloween. I think that'll be like the next major holiday that people would want to buy T-shirts.
Yeah.
So I'm predicting Youngsterdamus is predicting that the sales are going to really, really decline here after 4th of July.
Yeah. Interesting. Let me tell you why.
Why is that?
Because Father's Day, 4th of July, it's telling me, because I've seen a lot of other people too with like really higher numbers that have been growing. Mine have just been kind of the same and just kind of consistent. Actually, last 7 days, you're actually doing better than I am because of your shirts are taking off. I don't have a lot of new Father's Day shirts. And I don't know. I think that you can kind of like tackle things differently. I think a good mixture of both, like shirts that are like gonna last the long run, and the ones that are gonna hit the holidays.
Yeah, you can always have some crazy strategy where you can try and boost your sales after 4th of July, but I think just in general, I think sales are gonna dip. But yeah, I'm very fortunate to have. Again, I've kind of tapped into a niche that's been doing really good, like almost every day.
Father's Day.
Hey, pipe down, dude. So I think even after Father's Day, sales are going to continue. I see you laughing, dude. I think the sales are going to continue. Gosh, man,
until the 4th of July. Until July 4th when they dip.
I'm serious, man. I think like I said, I'm in this one particular niche. Even after Father's Day, I think the sales are going to continue. But I think my numbers will still drop though. That's just me though. How are your sales?
That's just me though. Pretty good, I guess. Like yesterday was kind of like the average 30 whatever. Even with Amazon apparently having a bad day. Today's been kind of average already too, like 20 something sales. Usually I'm at 30 something. I don't really have any new like Father's Day or 4th of July ones that are like taking off. I actually didn't really like it's gonna sound kind of dumb, but I didn't really design like a lot of like Father's Day ones the last I guess to kind of prepare it. What's even worse is that I didn't even design any St. Patrick's Day shirts like this year. Last year, I actually
but
did.
you had some. I was gonna say, but you had some from last year, right?
I had some on there that sold, but a lot of them, not a lot of them, but some of them got taken down. Some of them resold, but not a whole lot of them.
Huh.
And that's just kind of my fault with not paying attention with like time and where we were. Because man, I think during that time, I was trying to like get my YouTube channel fixed because I was doing like I was doing 4 videos a week, and I had to go down to 3 because I just couldn't do 4. And even at 3 now is still kind of tough. And so during that time, I was like, yeah, I have to make this adjustment.
You're doing 3 videos a week right now?
Not right now I am, but at the time, during that time of March, I was doing 4 videos a week.
Oh man, you're
And
dedicated. Okay.
yeah, and only one of them was like a live video, which obviously has like no editing, but the other ones were like haul videos, like Ross finds videos, merch videos. I was doing like editing for all of them, and it was taking its toll. So, that's my fault. But for sure, these holidays, I got to get like way prepared for it.
Yeah, but I mean, and I was just talking about this with someone. Technically, there is like a national day for almost every day of the year, right?
Oh yeah, like Donut Day.
Yeah, I mean, like the best friend day, or wear pajamas to work day, something stupid, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's just figuring out which one that you want to tap into, but as far as major holidays, yeah, I think after 4th of July, we're not going to see much until Halloween.
Yeah. So right now, last 7 days, 226 sold, and then royalties is like a little bit over like $1,200. So, that's what I think is like a really good as far as mixture goes. Because right now, Yong's doing really, really good. Because like he said, he has one shirt that went to like 12,000 rank or something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So you're talking about just one shirt that takes off, boosts your numbers incredibly, like super high. So you're already, making really good money from that. And then on my end, it's just kind of it's just very consistent. Like I've done over the 4,000 and 5,000 for like 12 months in a row already or more. I mean, I don't know. It's been very consistent, but I don't really have a lot of those shirts that explode like the way Young's shirt, 2 or 3 of them I know for sure has probably even done just as good as that one. So I think that if you do have a nice balance of both to where like it's consistent no matter what, and you capitalize on the holidays, you're pretty much unbeatable at that point.
Yeah. And I'm pretty much done with and I think I said this in the last episode. I'm pretty much done with trying to fill my slots, my 20 daily slots every day with just basic designs. I'm now trying to do, and they're not like really, really elaborate, but I am spending a little more time on my designs and making them stand out a little more, and adding a little more colors and effects to it and stuff. But yeah, so I'm uploading maybe 3 at the most every day. I haven't uploaded any today, but yeah, I'm doing about 3 a day at most.
Yeah, I'm just doing like whatever I can, whatever I have time to put it on there, which I don't know. I gotta figure out the time, what I want to do with this and all the other stuff. And now that I'm doing these, well, the next 3 months is gonna get kind of crazy because I'm gonna be in different cities and stuff. So I know, I have to find some way to get some new shirts uploaded during that time.
Jet Setter here.
And I don't know. We're gonna see what happens. Chicago's coming up in like 2 weeks, and then Austin right after that. My brother's getting married, so yeah, gonna be there.
Hey, ask your brother how come he never sent me a wedding invitation, man. What's up with that? I thought me and Anthony were boys, man. No, apparently not.
Yeah, I gotta let him know.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, Young's not too thrilled.
I'm not happy at all.
Yeah, I'll let him know for sure. Any new news on merch? I don't know if we have anything new that came out.
I know I don't know if this was last week or the week before, but I know they announced the keyword character limit, right?
Oh yeah, we did talk about that one. But
Okay,
I think
okay.
you also wanted to mention what next week is going to be the
Oh
copycat
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. I think I don't have the exact day, but next week is the copycat detection deadline. Amazon did tell us 3 weeks ago, saying that hey, we have up to 30 days to remove anything that you feel is a copycat. Um, and you guys know who you are. So if you think if you did copy someone's design, now is your opportunity to take them off and save your account.
It's coming up very, very soon. It's going to be next week. So we're going to see what happens, try to get some more info and see when that date rolls around because it's going to get here very, very quick. What about our guest? You want to talk about our guest?
Yeah. So today we have Sue Schroeder. She's a graphic designer and she teaches graphic design. And we're gonna get into the whole topic of, and I swear, man, I'm gonna get a lot of emails about this. We're gonna talk about why Fiverr is so bad. And she posted something in the group, I think last week or maybe the week before, and just pretty much agreeing with us on why Fiverr is bad. So we invited her onto the show so we can have the discussion with her.
And she also has like a really, really good story that that I
She
think
does.
people need to listen. Yeah,
She
like
does.
really, really good story.
And I have to apologize in advance. You know how I get when I go on my rants, man. I do a lot of I do go on the rant on this episode. But I don't know, for some reason people find it entertaining. So if that's the case, I think you'll love this one. All right, guys. Today's guest. This is an episode that I've been wanting to do for a while, and today's guest is Sue Schroeder. She's a graphic designer, and she also teaches graphic design. So Sue, go ahead and reintroduce yourself. I know I just introduced you, but go ahead and reintroduce yourself, and yeah, just give us a background of who you are, and we'll start from there.
Okay, my name is Sue, obviously. I teach graphic design at two community colleges, both in the Milwaukee area in Wisconsin. One is a tech school and one is a Catholic school, more of a private school. I've been at the tech school for about 18 years, maybe, and
Wow.
the other college for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years already. And then I was at the Art Institute for a little while in Milwaukee, but that's closed down.
Okay.
So my teaching is primarily design, meaning more traditional design, as well as Adobe software, things like that. I teach in fashion. I also teach in just graphic design.
Okay. Okay. So you've been teaching graphic design for 18 years, you said. Now, how long have you been a graphic designer?
Are you going to ask for my driver's license?
No,
do
no.
we need a birthday?
No, I tell you where I'm going with this.
I'm
But
old.
I was just curious. I was just curious how long you've been a graphic designer. That's all.
Probably since about 1990.
Okay, so you've been in the industry for a while.
Yes.
You've seen it evolved into what it is now.
Mhm.
And things have gone digital. People are being hired off the web, which wasn't the case obviously back in the days. Um,
Right.
and the reason I wanted to have you on the show was because, well, number one, for the last several weeks, it seems like now people had heard me go on my rant about Fiverr,
Mhm.
and you had posted something in the group, I think about a week or two ago, basically pretty much saying the same things that I said, but you were obviously much nicer about it. You know me, I go on my little rants, and I just tend to
Grumpy
right.
cat rant.
Apparently, man, and um, but so I want to invite you on the show because a lot of people have requested that we do a show like this about Fiverr and why I'm opposed to Fiverr and why I discourage people from using it. And I guess we can start from anywhere, but really, it's just there's just so many topics that I want to discover. But discuss. Uh, but one of the things that I want to discuss is, and I don't know how familiar you are personally with Fiverr, but I find, and there's been, and trust me, I've done my homework. Okay, I don't just make stuff up. I honestly do my homework, and there's been research done about this particular topic. So apparently, the U.S. has the most profiles, meaning the most people providing a service on Fiverr. Okay,
Sure.
I think it was something like 34 or 35%. So the U.S. is the number one country that provides a service on Fiverr, but that number is very misleading
Right.
because there are a lot of fake profiles on Fiverr. Um, and they're people, they claim that they're from the U.S. and they're not.
Hmm.
And when you engage in a conversation with them, like they can't even respond in the
English.
correct grammar. Yeah, and I'm not saying, look, and I'm not knocking them for not knowing English, but it's like, why are you lying about where you're from? It should be your work that gets you
Hmm.
hired, not where you're from. I don't care if you're from Mars. If you do good design, I'm gonna hire you. So why are you lying about where you're from? That's one thing that I wanted to point out.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to get both your feedbacks on that. What do you guys think about that? About having fake profiles on Fiverr?
I think you have to wonder why.
Hmm.
Is there a reason that they have fake profiles? Do they have more than one profile? Um, are they trying to get gigs that they're not qualified for? Um, and who's handling the money? I think there's a lot of questions there. If you're lying about something, kind of wonder why.
And that was my whole thing. It's like, well, if they're lying about where they're from, what else are they lying about?
Right.
Glenn, what do you think, Glenn?
Well, I think that the USA is the best place to be. So I think they're just trying to get more business by saying that they're from the US, and that
This is
helps
what
them.
I like. See, this is what I like about Glenn. He's such a nice guy. He always want to tell the listeners what they want to hear. And I agree, man. We live in the best country on earth, but my gosh, man, you're such a nice guy. Um,
We aren't really living in a place that's very accepting right now of working with people not from the U.S.
oh yeah, unfortunately that is the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So maybe it's to their benefit to lie.
maybe.
That's what I think.
Oh my gosh, Glenn, you lost your damn mind.
Wait until we get to the rest of the show.
But so yeah, so people are creating fake profiles, okay? And
Hmm.
along with the fake profiles, obviously there's fake titles, okay?
Hmm.
I can seriously, I can open up a Fiverr account today, and I can claim I could give myself a title of a app developer, a
Hmm.
photographer, but I don't know a damn thing about taking photos or developing an app. But because Fiverr they don't check up on that, right?
Right.
So I can create an account today and say, hey, I'm a professional photographer. I've been doing this for 20 years. And, pay me $5. I'll send you some photos, right? So who's to say that someone else isn't creating accounts and giving themselves a title of a graphic designer just because they messed with Illustrator and Photoshop? It doesn't qualify. They're not qualified to be a designer.
Right.
What say you guys?
Glenn?
Well, I guess I would say what qualifies in your mind to be a graphic designer?
I think someone with a strong portfolio, someone who knows the software in and out, and that's something that we'll get into here shortly. But I
Oh,
mean, but no, I mean, no, but real talk, right? I mean, who's to say that I can't create an account today and say, hey, I'm an app developer, right?
yeah. I mean, we can pretty much do whatever you want on there as far as the qualifications go.
Yeah, and that's the problem, right? And that's the problem. So so we're giving you two pointers, some two bullet points here about why you can't trust Fiverr, and we're gonna get into it, a little deeper. Um, Now, when I was in college, math wasn't my strong suit. I trust me. Even I know it's hard to believe for an Asian, I sucked in math. Sue. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done, and to this day, I don't ever apply algebra to any of my businesses or in life. It doesn't make sense to me. Um, but so I'm not a mathematician, but I know. Okay, so I found out that Glenn, because I know you and I were discussing this, what I think last week or maybe 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out Fiverr takes 20% of
Yes.
what, so which is $1.
If your
And
gig is $5, they take $1.
yes, so they take, so they take $1. That's their fee. And then I found out that they get paid through PayPal,
Hmm. Which also takes a fee.
and there is a fee on PayPal. I'm just gonna kind of guess it's
Probably
50
like
cents.
3%. It's probably like 3%.
Okay,
Probably.
I don't know. Again, I'm not a mathematician. I'm not even gonna try and calculate that. But so I'm just gonna say, what, after all the fees, including PayPal and Fiverr, the person who's providing the gig is getting what, 350, right?
Hmm.
You're telling me, again, I don't care if you're from freaking Mars or Pakistan or Afghanistan or the Philippines. And trust me, okay, I've been to the Philippines many times. I know exactly what the culture is like. I know how people live out there. I've been there many times. But if you're if you're telling me that my design is worth, I don't care if it's a T-shirt design, a logo, or a business card. You're telling me that my design is worth $3.50?
Yeah.
I want to hear you guys' opinion on that.
Well, I'll go if that's okay, Glenn.
Okay.
Honestly, if this is a visual platform, right? I mean, what we're doing, we're creating designs that print on soft goods, T-shirts, in some cases mugs and hats and whatever else. That's a visual market. Why on earth would you hire somebody and pay them $3
Mhm.
and then stand behind that product and say, "Here's my product. I'm really proud of it, and I'm going to put my name on it, and I'm going to sell it." That's insane.
Yeah.
It is still a $3 design, and that doesn't even take into consideration the designer's point of view.
Hmm. And I guess someone can argue, oh, well, I'm just offering text-based designs. It takes me 10 minutes. Well, my argument to that would be, well, first of all, where are you purchasing these fonts? Because for $3.50, I purchase a majority of my fonts on a site called myfonts.com. Sue, and I'm sure you heard of it. Glenn,
Sure.
you heard of it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been buying my fonts on that site for over 10 years now, and I'm logged in as we speak. And I'll just kind of give you guys a little rundown of what I purchased over the last several weeks. Here's one font, $24.95. Another
Mm-hmm.
font, $35. Another font, $40. Another
Yep.
font, $36.99. Another one, $15.99. Another one, $37.42. Again, I'm not a mathematician. Okay. I don't know how you're buying premium fonts that cost $30, $40 when you're only making $3.50. Again, I've math was never my strong point, but I think I can probably figure this one out. Glenn, I want your opinion on this one.
Those are like the cheaper fonts too.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you get to like the $200, $300 fonts.
Oh, you know what? I bought a whole set here several years ago for about $150. Absolutely. So
I
I wanted
guess
your opinion. I'm sorry,
I
go
guess
ahead.
when it comes to that and like the graphics fonts paying $3.50, I guess what would probably be the biggest thing to talk about would be like, okay, so let's say someone does claim like, hey, you're using my font. Do you have the backup to show that you can use this font? And do you think those people from Fiverr will be able to show those documents or terms that they can use them or not? Or I
Mhm.
wonder if any of the sellers actually have that, I guess, in their, I mean, I doubt it, but if they have it on their actual page or something that they can supply, that they own that font to use for commercial use. I mean, that's just really going to come back on you as a buyer, because if you don't have any proof of it, then
Exactly. But Yeah, so they're telling me that they're buying premium fonts. I can almost guarantee you, without a doubt, whatever designs that you're getting, well, I don't care if they're text based or not, they're using bootleg fonts. Okay. Um, and let me see. So yeah. So we're talking about the money here. Um, and the same thing goes for premium graphics, right? There's a marketplace like Creative Market. I'm sure
Right.
we all heard of it. There's nothing wrong with purchasing premium graphics as long as you get the commercial license. But
Hmm.
again, uh, I've seen some of those prices: $10, $15, $20, depending on what kind of graphics you get. Again, I'm not a mathematician, but I don't understand how you're buying a premium graphic at $10 when you're only making $3.50 on just 1 gig. Now you can argue, oh well, they're probably doing multiple gigs. Well, then I'll argue, Glenn, how much does a Photoshop subscription cost these days? I don't know.
I think it's 14.99 or
Okay,
19.99.
Yeah, it's
fourteen
about
ninety
20
nine.
bucks a month. Yeah,
It's about
19.
20. So okay, it's about $20 a month. And I think as all of us being designers here, um, I think we can all agree on that. As a designer, we would have to buy the suite. Yes, you don't just buy Photoshop
Right.
or Illustrator. Like you need everything. Yes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the suite, I think last time I checked, I'm still using CS6. I need to upgrade here real soon. But I think the last time I checked, isn't Creative Cloud like $50 a month?
If you're getting like multiple,
It's like 40 or 50 or something like that, right?
yeah, but I guess if you're just getting one of them, I mean, it's only like $20. But if you're
But
getting
but
multiple, yeah,
but
50.
as a designer, you would need multiple things, right?
I mean, more than likely.
Yeah. So my point is, again, if you're making $3.50 per gig, whether you have multiple gigs or not, how are you affording to use these premium fonts that all designers use?
M- Maybe even the Creative Suite might even be bootleg.
Yeah.
See, again, Glenn being the nice guy, he kind of jokes it off, and I respect, man. I respect the guy. Um, but
Well, there's also GIMP and the other software that's free that people use.
yeah, but so, and obviously I'm not debating with you, but as a designer, as an instructor, do you teach your students how to use GIMP?
Oh no, are you kidding? No. But we do have web courses and things like that where they try out different software that's floating through the market at the time.
Hmm.
It used to be Dreamweaver all the time,
Oh yeah.
but I've seen classes now where they're just trying out different template type programs just to learn their way around. But no, for something like this, no. Mm-mm.
Hmm. And another thing that I wanted to talk about was the so-called portfolios on Fiverr. First of all, whatever you guys see on Fiverr, those are not portfolios, okay? So one thing as a student going to the program at San Jose State, Sue, and I don't know, and I want both of you guys to chime in this one. Um, One thing that they really emphasized throughout the whole program was you need a strong portfolio. So by the time you're done with this program, I want you to show me a strong portfolio. Excuse me, because at the end of the day, whether you do freelance work or go into the industry, it's your portfolio that's going to get you a job. Can we all agree on that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember before I finished the program, one of the things that we had to do was we had to go in front of the class and we had to do a presentation, show them our website and show them our online portfolio. And I see Sue smiling because she's probably done this before. I'm sure.
It's the end of the season. We just had it
Yeah.
like a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
School just ended.
And a real graphic designer, and this is what they teach us. They have their own URL, their own custom domain, whether it's hustlerhacks.com or
Right.
glenzubia.com, and that's where you display all your work. Okay. Fiverr is not a portfolio. If they're real graphic designers, ask them for their own domain name, their own URL. If they don't have one, I'll be suspicious. Okay. Whatever they do on Fiverr, again, that is not a portfolio. And I want you guys to both chime in. I mean, yes, shouldn't all professional graphic designers have their own website?
Yes, but I don't think that we're always talking about professional designers.
That's true, but but if you want to do freelance work, they should have an
You would
online
hope.
portfolio.
You would hope, but at the same time, I'm not sure that Fiverr allows you to post a URL.
Oh, that's fine, but you can ask him in the private message saying, "Well, can I see your work outside
Right.
of Fiverr?"
Right.
Glenn, what do you think?
I think they should have their own website, but I'd even go even overboard that they should have like just a social media presence in general. I mean, their Instagram should be top notch too, to show all of their work and see what they've done throughout the years. And even when I was in college, like they had me like, I don't know, just like now it just seems very old school to like put everything on like boards and stuff, like, make it look unique and stuff. And we
Oh,
go
we still
to
did
like,
that. Yeah, we
yeah,
still did
and you
that.
go to like job interviews and stuff and like carrying like, all of these things together and trying to keep them all organized. Mine always end up like kind of messed up though, because I was just not neat. Like I had like a bag full of like, I don't know, like designs that were supposed to be mounted correctly and then like that start ungluing and stuff. But now, as far as like websites goes, I think that would be like your number one thing. But I would try to really build up just a social media presence and really be able to charge what you're worth if you're really a really good designer.
So those are my major points that I really wanted to discuss. But I mean, there's so many other issues with Fiverr. And I'm not really picking on anyone in particular. We're just talking about Fiverr in general. So please, if you're someone who's providing a service on Fiverr, please don't take this personal. This is just my own opinion. This is Sue's opinion. This is Glenn's opinion. And if you guys disagree with what we're saying, I'm going to extend the same opportunity that I've provided Sue here. I'll allow you guys to come out to the show and we can have a conversation just like we're doing now. I can almost guarantee you no one's going to do that. But I am going to extend that invitation to you if you are a service provider on Fiverr. But then one could argue, well, because I've gotten messages like this, right? I mean, well, merch needs a marketplace like this. Like what? I don't. I mean, what does that mean? I mean, it's just. I mean, who? I don't get it. I mean, if someone is that good of a designer, again, if they live in the Philippines, again, I've been there many times. If they're really that good, why aren't they providing their service for a higher price and get a client in the whether it's in the U.S. or the U.K., wherever? If they're that good, they can get a high-paying job. It's just a matter of really just reaching out and networking and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yes and no. I think this is a fundamental problem in design. People who go into design love doing it. I don't think that they appreciate the value of what they provide. You have those first few years out of school where everybody's trying to fill that portfolio, so they're willing to give away their work. And once you set that precedent up, you're in there. You're there for a long time. That aunt that you did that logo for is always going to remember you as that free designer she used, and she's going to send her brother and her neighbor and everybody else to that free graphic designer, and then you're in.
And I'm glad you brought that up because we actually did an episode a while back and we were saying, if you do want to go into the career of being a designer, never do free work. The only time you should ever do free work is if it's for like a nonprofit organization. I mean, if your parents respect you enough, I don't care if they're your parents or your siblings, if they respect you enough, they would at least pay you something, right?
Right.
Because my time is valuable. And if you're telling me that my time is worth only $3.50, I'm gonna kick you in your ass. Okay, right. It just doesn't make sense. But like I said, I mean, it's the whole this is a topic that we talked, during the university, that, and Fiverr did come up. This is something that we talked about. I mean, the whole globalization of graphic designers, and mind you, that research that I was telling you guys about, they were saying that graphic design is a number one service provided on Fiverr right now. So how do you filter through all that? Like how do you find the perfect designer? And I get it. Look, I get it. There's that diamond in the rough. There's that one designer who does phenomenal work. But why are you selling yourself short? Why are you selling, if you're that good? Why are you selling your services for just $3.50? It doesn't make sense to me. Again, I've already said, you can go international. If you're in the Philippines, there's clients somewhere else that'll be willing to pay good money for your services. And true story. I'm again. This is kind of like my rant, right? Glen's pretty much used to this by now, so, and I apologize. The one time, and this is a true story, when I was in the Philippines years ago, I remember going into a bar, and it was a cool bar, and the owner was there. This must have been like 10 years ago, and we got into a conversation. I think I'm gonna guess that the owner is Australian. But we got into a conversation, and I asked him about his website, and he showed me his website, and you know what? The website, it did its job, but to me, visually, it looked like something that it was created back in the 90s, like the mid 90s, right? I mean, it was just really outdated. And I asked him, I was like, hey, I'm a designer, I can help you out with your site. And he goes, why don't you give me a verbal quote right now? And I gave him a verbal quote, and his mind exploded because, again, over there, things are much cheaper.
Right.
And what I gave him was obviously the U.S. rate, and so that's why they're able to get away with it, obviously, because the cost of living is less. But you get that low quality work, and I'm not saying that they're all low quality there. I've seen some good stuff, but it's just you really have to filter through all that and pick that one good design. And I know they're out there. Gosh, I'm sorry. I'm going on my rant here. I need to stop. Sue, let me give you an opportunity to talk. Jeez.
All right. Well, let me fill you in. After the post that I had on your Facebook page last week or whenever it was, you may recall there was some discussion that went on for a day or two. And for the most part, I think that people were respectful of the idea that designers shouldn't make $3.50 on a design. But there were a couple of people who were like, when you need multiple designs in a hurry, this isn't a bad way to go. So, and that's fine. The next day, there was one particular, and I'm not going to get into names. There was one particular post though that I read, and I thought, okay, maybe they have a point. And maybe when I'm further into this merch and this printing business, maybe I'll have a different take on this. But I happened to notice the name, and I remembered the name. The next day, as you can imagine, while I'm waiting to get my merch invitation, I'm doing some serious reading. I'm listening to a bunch of the podcasts, and this name keeps coming up in different places, different books and podcasts and YouTube videos, and I keep running across this same person. And I think to myself, I am going to go and check out this person's stuff because it must be awesome. And lo and behold, one of my designs was on there.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me.
Yeah, not a little bit of my design, not a, hey, we shared the same words design, not we use different fonts. It was a pixel for pixel copy of my design. And I thought, well, that's, first of all, interesting from a person who's defending Fiverr. And after I calmed myself down, yeah, exactly. I couldn't really contact the company because we were cross-platforms. I was on one platform, this person was on another platform, and I couldn't just report it because the platforms were different. You can't say, hey, run over here and look at this website because this design is the same as this design over here. So I contacted the person and said, hey, is this your design? And of course they said yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, of course it's my design. And I said, really? Where did you get this design? And sure enough, it came from Fiverr. So
Wow.
I couldn't imagine a more fitting story for this particular podcast.
Wow. You know,
I contacted the Fiverr person. Well, the person gave me the Fiverr's contact information. Of course, I sent them a note. It was kind. It was very kind. You can imagine. Of course, I haven't heard back from them, but there's a perfect example. Now, further into another site of the same person's artwork or shirts was a very tight ripoff of that same design. So it had the same graphics. It just had a few different words on it. The feeling, the basic premise of the design was the same. So even though they took down the one design, they have the other design, which is, you know what? I get it. This stuff happens all the time to designers.
All the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, I get it, but that's one design that turns into two designs on one person's website, which probably turns into 3, 4, 5, 6 designs somewhere else from somebody who just picks it up from that website. But who knows if that Fiverr person sold that same design to 20 other people.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the problem. Like you don't know, right? You don't know. And it's like, I mean, that design that the Fiverr person sold you, it could be on merch, it could be on Redbubble, it can be on Cafe Press, and there's like 20 or 30 of these pod platforms these days. Like, you don't know. I mean, unless you really sit down and do your research. But yeah, I mean, oh gosh, I mean, and again, we're not saying that all Fiverr providers are like that, but
No.
my argument is, if you're that good of a designer, you should not be on Fiverr. It's like comparing. It's like, to me, Fiverr is like the swap meet, right? And then it's like comparing a swap meet to like a Barney's or a Neiman Marcus. Like, you're buying your designs from a swap meet. That's my argument. But I mean, I really think if you think you're providing a good service, there's other platforms out there. Behance.net. This is something that I mentioned. If you guys never heard of it, it's a site that's owned and operated by Adobe. Let's see. There's a small site, very small. I don't know if you guys have never heard of it. LinkedIn.com. Very small site. I don't think many people have heard of it. You can find tons of graphic designers on there. Obviously, I don't think you're gonna. I mean, you would obviously have to communicate with the designer and work out your price. But I'm sure if you keep a long relationship with a designer, I'm sure they'll be willing to work with you. But and we even mentioned, Sue, that if you're looking for good quality designers, reach out to your local university. And if you don't have a university, go to a community college. There's tons of talented kids who are looking, to make money. They're looking to build their portfolio.
Well, they're also looking for references. So as I said earlier, don't work for free. It doesn't always necessarily pan out to be money. It can be referrals. It can be, seasonal work or something. It doesn't always have to be the cash dollar, but it's a good place to start. And I have a confession to make.
Oh,
I actually have an account on Fiverr. I've never used it. I've never sold anything on it, but I set it up years ago thinking that, I would learn more about it. I have purchased 2 things off of Fiverr. And I don't know that I would ever do it again. Neither one of them were design pieces.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Both of them were for other things, marketing research and kind of a virtual assistant sort of thing. So,
and I'm glad you brought that up, because I, believe it or not, I don't have a Fiverr gig or nothing, but I purchased a couple of gigs just to see what kind of quality work that I would get.
Ooh,
yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you.
It's confession.
get them.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now, whatever that the sellers display on their profile, what you get in return is completely the opposite of what they showcase. I mean, because we know, like you see their profiles, and their work is really nice, and I'll do a nice design for $5, and then I purchased one, and what I got in return, I was like, well, what the hell is this?
Right.
Yeah, it was just garbage, and I'm like, and look, I know there's listeners, they're gonna disagree with everything that we say, and that's okay. And I've said this is just our own personal opinions. Keep doing what you're doing. If you insist that Fiverr is a good platform, your business then is not a threat to me. At least I can't speak for you, for you guys, but it is not a threat to me. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. But I don't know. I mean, Fiverr just, like I said, it's not a good marketplace, and I can just go on for days and days about this. I mean, those poor guys in Atlanta, man. When we had that meetup, I went on this rant for like 40 minutes, and oh my gosh. But Glenn,
Yes, sir.
I don't think I know where you stand on this topic. I don't think you ever really I don't think you ever been vocal about it. For the record, and this is real talk, okay? All jokes aside, where do you stand on the whole Fiverr thing? Seriously.
Well, I agree with you that it's pretty much like a swap meet that when you're getting your designs, I mean, you're taking that risk. You can expect to get high quality designs for $5, and at the same time, I mean, Amazon has already had an issue with Fiverr in the past, with fake
the whole
product
Pinto, yeah.
and they already had an issue with them, and they had a lawsuit with over 1,000 people that were selling fake product reviews on Fiverr. Now, if Amazon down the road wanted to take that route and take down designers that people were purchasing it for merch, because if you go to Fiverr, you can see that there's some of them that say like for merch by Amazon. They're using the merch by Amazon name in their actual listing. If that's the case and Amazon wanted to go against them, then I'm all for that and take them down, especially if they're doing pixel by pixel copies of designs, and then go into a whole nother lawsuit and get them down. I mean, I think that's what they should do when it comes down to it. But like you said, you're taking that risk. You don't have any proof or anything that the shirt that you are getting is an original design, and that's just what happens. And if you, like you said, if you want to keep on using that, it's totally up to you. I think, man, maybe like 6 years ago, I got like a intro for my YouTube channel, and it was, man, super lame. Like on Fiverr.
This was on Fiverr?
Yeah, it was super lame. Like it, I mean, I gave them my logo for them to use and stuff, but it had like, like lame little chimey music and stuff. I was like, oh man. And but I needed an intro, and I didn't really know how to like do any of that stuff. And then sure enough, I learned later on.
Yeah.
But then I tried to change that intro, and I purchased another intro, and then I never even got like that product. Like they just they're like, oh yeah, we'll send it to you, and then like
they stiffed you for $3.50.
Yeah.
Well, he paid $5.
Yeah, I paid $5.
Oh, those rat bastards!
I know. And then sure enough, I just never got my intro, and so.
Oh
yeah.
man. Before
but
we
you
close,
get what you pay for, but that's also my fault for,
you get what
for
you
going
yes.
on there.
You do get what you pay for. Before we close, just I want to get your opinions on Upwork.
I have not used Upwork. I have used Thumbtack.
Never heard of Thumbtack. Okay.
I use 99 Designs, which I don't recommend. I enjoy it, but I don't recommend it for other people. It'll drive you crazy. And I've been in this for so long. I have a fairly healthy area around me that knows what I do. And so when they need stuff done, they get in touch with me or send me business. So fortunately, I don't really feel like I have to do that much. Really, the 99 Designs I do, on rainy Sundays. So.
Okay. Glenn, what's your opinion on Upwork?
I really don't have one. I've never really used it. So
Okay.
But I can say that I do agree, with Sue, as far as like if you're a new college student, you're trying to build up your name and get your name and your work out there. I understand, because I'd feel this way too. When I got out of the college, when I graduated, I thought like, cool, now I can get a job, have this kind of like somewhat experience that I'm building up. But in reality, it's like you're just like another number. And I know we're saying like the higher college students and stuff like that. Cool. I think it's good to give them an opportunity, but to really get your name out there, you don't really necessarily need money. But like what Sue said, if you want to provide like value for somebody else, and in return they're sending you business or they're putting your name out there, or like influencers or something, then I think that's definitely the way to go and really build up like the portfolio. People can actually see it, get attention. But that's the way I would probably go more than anything now. And building your own website and doing all of that more than probably, I mean, obviously more than Fiverr, but even like some of the other sites, I don't know.
So before we close, my opinion on Upwork is I'm like you guys. I've never used it, but from what I hear it's a little better than Fiverr. I would say if you're gonna use any sites like that, you're gonna have to just really interview them and figure out who they are. Have them provide a real portfolio, not something that's on their profiles, but a real portfolio that they can provide, and you can make a judgment off of that. And if they can do that, just go through the whole process of interviewing them and find that one designer. But yeah, Behance.net and your local colleges, I think that would be really the best way to go about finding good designers at a reasonable rate. And guys, I've said this before, if they do a good job, take care of them, maintain that relationship, give them a bonus every now and then. These are students, they want the money, they need the money. I mean, I can't say this enough. So Sue, I don't know if you know the story. Like, I actually went back to college. I've been doing design for I've been doing design for years, but I actually went back to college to get a degree in it. And and I'm interacting with these kids, and I'm like old enough to be their dad, and they're I'm buying them lunch, and because they can't afford it, right?
Right.
So take care of these. If they're providing a good service, take care of them, give them a bonus, and tip them. Whenever you can.
Right.
And I think if you do that, they're happy and they'll continue providing great work.
I agree. I think you also have to recognize that a portfolio is important, no question. But I think that there is also there are certain designers who are made for different things. And you can have a fantastic portfolio and be the worst t-shirt designer in the world.
Agreed.
You can have a fantastic portfolio and be a fantastic t-shirt designer, but you have to really scale what their skill sets are. Are they illustrator? Are they somebody who deals with type well? Obviously, if you're designing for t-shirts, your market is different, and that appeals to some people and not to others.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Well, guys, that was a fun conversation. Sue, thank you so much for being on the show. And if people want to get a hold of you, I guess they can just find you in the group, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
If anybody,
she's in the group.
I'm on my summer break, so if anybody needs a little Illustrator, Photoshop help, I'll throw myself out there.
There you go.
So
Okay.
there you go.
Because that's one thing I don't want to do. I hate teaching Illustrator.
Oh,
I get
really? Why?
I just feel like there's tons of free resources out there,
There are.
and I just don't want to. And I'm sure those videos on YouTube. They probably do a much better job than I can teaching. Um,
You know what?
I'm just good at ranting apparently. So that's what I'm good at.
Well, I have read that about you. I understand that you do have a mood disorder.
I do.
But the thing that I think is, I'm guessing this is the case. Most of the people who are doing this are obviously adults. Adult learners are different than what, they don't necessarily feel too comfortable about turning on a YouTube video and trying to keep up with what's going on. Sometimes you really just need to break it down and be very specific. If you're trying to deal with fonts, here are the tools you need to learn. Here's the rules that you need to be aware of. Pairing fonts is a skill.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like pairing wine with the right meal.
Right. Fonts have personalities. Lines have personalities. Design has a personality, and it all has to sync together to get whatever it is, whatever your message is across. And so sometimes I think it's hard for adult learners to go to a video and say, okay, I'm interested in learning about, let's say, masking, because that video can go off into a completely different tangent. And really all they want is somebody to say, how can I mask this shape and this texture?
Sure.
And that's a lot easier to have it, in a quick sentence than a video and a,
Well, there you guys have it. Hey, Professor Sue Schroeder is offering. Obviously, don't bombard her with
Yeah, let's not go
messages.
crazy.
Yeah. But if you're absolutely stumped,
Right.
this Professor Schroeder, I almost said Schroeder. Schroeder.
That's okay.
Is kind enough to help out. But Sue, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
And my man Glen. Hey.
What's up?
So it was a pleasure, man.
Thank you, sir. And kind of throwing this out there, graphic design 1, I failed my pen tool test.
I have a confession too. Again, I flunked 6th grade art class.
Oh my gosh. Well, but then again, I've dropped out of math like 4 times, so I shouldn't complain.
I only did that twice.
Oh gosh, great conversation, guys.
Statistics was hard. Don't take that class.
Well, you have to if you want to transfer. At least that was the case when I went. Thank you both. Stay tuned. We'll continue to have these conversations, and if you guys do have any questions, just go ahead and tag us. Great guest, great episode. Thank you, Sue, so much for being on the show, and we'll definitely need to ask her back sometime here in the near future. Glen, my man, you're obviously the face of the podcast. People know who you are. People know where to find you. But just in case they don't, where can they go to see more of Hustler Hacks?
Hustler Hacks on YouTube, hustlerhacks.com. Email me, hustlerhacks1@gmail.com.
Is that number 1?
That's number 1.
Okay. All right. And you guys can find me in the group. You guys can email me at Yong, YONG, at geekhustle.com. And you can also go to my website, geekhustle.com, sign up for my newsletter. I give some really, really good tips on how to improve your designs. And plus you get my detailed monthly income report. So, and I know some people are always looking forward to that, and I actually enjoy writing it. So, but other than that, before we go, let me remind you, my man Travis over at designcandy.io. You know Travis, right? Cool guy.
Cool dude, yeah.
Cool guy. I have to say, he got some funny glasses though, Travis. We got to get you some really nice glasses, man. But he's gonna take care of you if you guys are running short on ideas as far as t-shirt designs. He's got a bunch of designers working under him. Designs are pre-made, niche researched. You just sign up, go in there, pick a design that you like, and they're ready to upload for merch. Um, tell him that we sent you, and if you do that, he's gonna give you 2 free designs just for signing up and mentioning Merch Minds. How cool is that, huh?
There you go.
Cool guy, man. Thank you for doing that, Travis. We really appreciate it, and we got to take care of these glasses for you, man. Other than that, man, hey, uh, as always, Glenn, it's a pleasure talking to you. I know we talk uh, on a regular occasion, but I do look forward to these podcasts. So next week we'll have another fun time, and until then, bye, everyone.
See ya.